Welcome to the third video of FOMIS. In this video, I'd like to focus on the compatibility between FOMIS and Excel. Essentially, there are two levels of compatibility. The first one is obviously importing data from Excel. We use this only in two instances. One is with the import of compartment information, and the second is with the budgeting information. Sorry, there is a third when we import the sales information from a third-party Excel spreadsheet. Let's start with giving you an example. Let's go use the third example that I mentioned there. We could import, for instance, the information from a third-party document. Let's select harvesting. We'd select a date for the report. In the help files, you'll have more information. You would then select the file. I've got one ready there, and we would click on import. Okay, this is just warning me that I've already got information in the temporary file. I'm not going to worry about that. Yes, I'm quite happy to overwrite that. What happens then? FOMIS will then go look for the file, and hopefully at a stage this will start blinking and it actually opens. Now obviously we need headers and that sort of thing to tell FOMIS how to import the data, so the program will automatically go and find what it thinks to be the header range. It will then say to us, okay, yes, we want to select the area. And the second key it asks for is the delivery note. It uses these keys for various reasons to make sure it doesn't import garbage. And we say yes. What it then does is it runs through the program, matches the fields, and you'll see the LDS and the distance kilometers not found. The reason for that, this is a harvesting sheet, so these two fields aren't applicable, and we can press continue. I'm going to pause the video here for a second while this loads because it takes a bit of time, and then we'll come back when it's nearly loaded. It's going to ask you, do we want to save or whatever we do. I don't want to do anything with this. I'm going to refer to the spreadsheet in a minute, so we just press cancel. And it's sitting here. Now we should then just go and check that this balances, that it imported correctly. So if we just go to the end of the report, we can see the 2011863 there. And if we go back to the spreadsheet, if we go down here, we just want to make sure it just matches with the suppliers documents. And we look over there. Can't see that very nicely. And we've got 2011863, sorry, and 2011863. So we're quite happy. What would then happen is from here, which I'm not going to do, you would then update this into the permanent file. This is just a step so that in case, and with all the import facilities got it, just to check that it has imported correctly before updating your permanent files. Okay, right. More importantly, we want to have a look at how do we utilize information from FOMIS that may or may not necessarily be quite in the format we want. Now, there's a number of ways to export into Excel. The first one I want to look at is a proper formatted report. We'll use the reconciliation report as an example. We're going to select all, and we're going to select all, and we're going to go from the 1st of the 3rd, 14 to the 31st of the 3rd, 14. This is just a little report I wrote to help the user balance their diesel, because in some cases it becomes a little bit difficult to find out where they made errors. What it does is just goes and checks the timestamps and the meter readings and that sort of thing, just to make sure that everything flows nicely. Of course, this data can now be sorted, filtered, everything else. I'm not going to go all the way down, but we could filter this data. We can sort the data using the columns. The reason it's coming up with that is because of the two blank columns there. But anyway, so this is fully compatible. You'll also see I utilize formulas so that the formulas will change as you sort and that sort of thing. Okay. Right. A number of other ways to export data. Let's just go back to a sales report. This is a quick one just to give an example. If we had to look at the stock report, let's say at a specific date, 30th of April 14, you'll see on some of the reports I've actually got an export facility. So if we click that, it does very similar to what we've just seen. There's your formatted report. But what I'd like to show you is a number of other ways of exporting information. We could simply just copy and paste from the report. If we were to create a new sheet there, we could just paste it. And what you'll notice here is it actually copies the information from the underlying query of the report. So these are generally abbreviated headings, but again, very self-explanatory, and generally you can find your way around quite easily. Alternatively, if we go to print preview, Access itself has a number of export functions available. You could export to Excel from here. It does export into Excel in quite a raw format there. But what is also nice, for instance, we could export to a PDF file. And that should open automatically for us. Let's just make sure it does. Otherwise I'm going to have to go and find it. There it opens now. And there's your report in PDF format. Okay. So that's a nice, another additional little goodie. Just to give you another quick example where I use this type of structure is on your sales on your Fortress Recon. If we just set to that was already filled in the background, we can either go and open the outline query, copy and paste this query. This is a bit of a sort of a quasi-structured export facility. What is available in this specific case is a query with formatted headings, and you could then just paste that into Excel, and there you have your data that you can work with. Alternatively, again, you could export the entire report, and what that does is this specific report will export everything that has got data on. Okay, obviously it's not going to export these because there's no data. Okay, right. I think that gives you a very good idea of the compatibility of Excel to Access, which adds a whole dimension to the program, allowing you to delve even deeper into your data for further analysis. That brings us to the conclusion of this video. We'll have a look at some of the modules in more detail in the following videos.